Do you train in a combat sport but look like, well, this? Then this video is for you. This video is for people who have high attention spans, and I urge you to watch through it to take the full advice. I'm not claiming it's life changing or anything, but as long as you implement it, you will see some results at least. So what I assume you want out of this: when you train combat sports, you might want to look big and be dangerous at the same time to get that unit look. You might find you can't balance hypertrophy in with your training and you're seeing no results. Well, we're going to find middle ground between overtraining and seeing those muscles grow. Okay, so strength versus hypertrophy then. Now, this guide will mainly focus on hypertrophy side of things. However, if strength training is something you're interested in, then here's an estimate of the rep ranges you should be aiming for. Now, for strength, you want to be aiming for a heavy weight, achieving muscular failure around 3 to 6 sets. This is for fighters who want to compete, and I recommend about 2 to 3 sessions. However, for fighters who aren't as interested in competing or just do things a little bit more casually and just want to get bigger, then you want to focus on lighter weights, achieving failure within the 5 to 20 rep range, and your muscles will be more sore than that of strength training. If you're a more serious fighter, I would recommend strength training as it's more functional for your sport. It'll help you build power, it'll help you build strength in the clinch if you do Muay Thai, if you do Jiu-Jitsu. However, it's perfectly okay to just do hypertrophy work if you're not as interested in the competition side of things. And plus, hypertrophy training will increase your strength, will increase your power as well, just not as effective as direct strength training. So, hypertrophy for martial arts. You want to fit in the sessions around your martial arts training. If you can, try to avoid the same day if possible. Now, you want to try to stick within the 5 to 10 range, just to avoid massive soreness. Sets can be anywhere from 3 to 4. Personally, I do full body 3 times a week when I'm focused on hypertrophy, just to target every muscle group. But you can just do the ones that are most important for aesthetics. Just don't skip legs. Ideally, we want to keep the training as minimal as possible while still hitting the most amount of muscles. A good gauge for how hard you train at first is how sore you wake up the next morning. If it's super sore, maybe decrease your training a little bit. If you're not sore at all, then maybe up your training a little bit. Just use it as a test, as a gauge to change your training and make it more tailored to you. This is just to ensure that you can train combat sports alongside this comfortably, as well as building up that tolerance over time. The more you train hypertrophy alongside with your combat sports training, the less sore you'll be for your actual combat sports training. In terms of progression then, you need to ensure that you're applying progressive overload, and if there's any exercise you're bored of, any split that you're bored of, then feel free to swap it out for something else. Because if you're bored, if you don't like your training, you won't carry on with it. Now, this is perhaps the most important part, and that's recovery and nutrition. Now, we can put this into 3 categories. The first being diet. It's very important that we eat a large amount of calories since we'll be burning a lot in our training sessions. We absolutely need a caloric surplus. It's important to ensure that we intake a large amount of protein. A good way to do this is to make a conscious effort to add protein to every one of our meals, as well as our snacks, and that can add up very quickly. We don't need to track our calories. If you want to track your calories, you can, but it's not needed. As well as that, carbs are quite an important thing as well, due to our high training frequency, so you're going to need a crazy amount of energy. Now, sleep is super important to allow our muscles to rest and repair, minimizing soreness and maximizing growth. Simple things like improving your diet and having a wind down routine will help. 8 to 9 hours would be ideal, maybe even more if you're on the younger side. However, work and school can get in the way of things. Just try to gradually go to bed earlier and earlier over time. As well as that, you can experiment with less researched things. You can experiment with things such as ice baths, massages, you get the massage guns. So in conclusion then, I really hope this helped with at least sparking some ideas or just motivating you to put your own plan together.